Excited to have you join us for tonight's 1960 Pro Football Kickback with second season football. I'm Keith Avalone. Sam is running the board as usual tonight. It's a championship game that never was between the 1960 NFL champion Philadelphia Eagles and the 1960 AFL champion Houston Oilers. As you can see, I got my Oilers 1960 championship shirt on, so you know which team I'm pulling for. Actually, I really did like the Eagles that year, too. I don't have an Eagles shirt, so it was really Oilers or nothing. We are celebrating the impending start of a new pro football season by kicking back to the 1960 season, a season that we've re-released this week, along with a number of other team sheet seasons for the game's earlier origins, kind of a throwback thing, if you will, the classic black and white team sheets. And one of those vintage seasons, of course, is the 1960 season. You probably don't need any education on the historical aspect of the 1960 season, first season of the American Football League, and the first year of the expansion era for the National Football League, an expansion era that was brought on by the American Football League, and all of a sudden, after years of saying, we don't want any more teams, we want to keep the pie all to ourselves, when a new league started up, all of a sudden the National Football League owners changed their tune and said, hey, expansion would be great, let's add Dallas, let's add Minnesota, and then came Atlanta and New Orleans and so on. There was a pretty significant talent gap between the two leagues in 1960. The AFL was basically starting from scratch, and there was very little rating of talent. The talent rating really actually never occurred from the NFL rating the AFL, but the AFL did make noises of rating the NFL, but that wasn't really until the mid-1960s, which eventually forced the merger between the two leagues. But in 1960, the AFL was pretty content just to take the leftover players from the pro football landscape. There were only 12 pro football teams in America, and there were a lot of good football players who didn't have any place to play. So it wasn't like the pickings were slim. It's just that the NFL had sort of these squatters' rights. They had all the good players currently playing. The top players are playing in the NFL. When we rated this set, which I guess was, when was it? 2002, 2001? Before that, actually. I added the AFL teams in early 2000, I think, or might have even been sooner than that, or earlier than that. When I rated this set, though, I rated the AFL teams relative to the NFL. So the AFL is clearly inferior. I think my standard was 2/3 strength. So this would not have been seen to be an even matchup had it been played in 1960 on a real football field. However, I think it could have been a closer game than you might think, based on the statistical profiles of these two teams. Let me move my microphone just a smidge here. The Eagles, I remember when I rated the Eagles back those many years ago, it really astonished me how poor their statistics were for a championship caliber team. They were top or near the top in offense. I think they were number 3 in the NFL in offense, but they were middle of the pack for defense. They had a rushing game that was next to last, and it was like, how did these guys win 10 games? And when I played out this season, in fact, they only won 7 games. The Oilers, on the other hand, were ranked number 1 they were number 1 ranked in offense category in the 60 AFL. Their defense was number 2, so they had a good defense and a good offense, although their passing defense was pretty weak. So I remember I played this game out years ago, and it was, in fact, a pretty high-scoring game with the Eagles pulling it out. I believe the final was like 34-26. So that would be the kind of game that I would expect this to generate. Closer than you might think. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I do think the Eagles are pretty well situated to win this game. Of course, now that I say that, probably it'd be like a 7-6 game, but we'll see how it all plays out. Let's head on down to the playing field and get this game started. We'll play with Second Season Express the first 3 quarters, and if it's close in the fourth, like within a couple scores, we'll say if it's within 10 points going into the fourth quarter, we'll switch to full play. All right, let's get rolling. So Philadelphia will be kicking off, and they will be starting the Oilers will be starting in zone 3. So I got my iPad handy here just in case I don't remember the first names of some of these players. These are the team sheet seasons. These were created in a very, very old version of Microsoft Word for Mac, and there was no room. You couldn't make the font small enough to be able to fit both the first and last name. So all the players were identified by first initial only. But most of them are pretty well known. And I've got my iPad ready if I need to look somebody up. So, the Oilers start from zone 3. And we'll put the blue token in there. And we're going to stick to primarily passing. Both of these teams were pass-first offenses, so the Oilers will go with a pass sequence, and they'll be going against a safe defense to start things off. And 44. 2 or more players on the defensive line rated 2 on the pass. The Eagles had a very weak pass rush. So no, that would be a no. So Bland is going to get a completion. And it will be, it's going to be an XP right off the bat. Oh, it's going to be a go result. Look at this. It's going to be 7 zones. I think they just scored. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So the Oilers score on their first possession. A long TD bomb. Oh, I didn't bring my D20. Well, we'll improvise it. Probably went to Charlie Hennigan, who caught a ton of passes. So 6 TD pass. Right off the bat, the Oilers have the lead. Extra point is good. Oh, did you make a scoreboard for this? I don't think you did. Oh, I didn't. Do we need one? Well, it might be nice to have one. Can you throw one together while I... All right, Sam will try to get a scoreboard on the board for us. Houston 7, Philadelphia nothing. Just 2 minutes into the game, and a long TD pass from Blanda to Hennigan. And the kickoff will put the Eagles in zone 3 to start. And they will stay with the pass sequence as well, although Houston's in a pass defense. And we rolled a 44. That would have been the same thing. Offense penalty kills drive, so that'll be... Let's see, it'll be a turnover, a punt coming from the Eagles. Well, let's see here. I'm going to move my mic again. I think it's creeping backwards somehow. Might be kind of tilting back a little bit. All right, so let's see here. Houston kickoff, Philadelphia penalty, and it will be a punt for Philly. 6. And it's going to be an O result. And it's a wow result. It's a long punt for the Eagles, 6 zones. Probably a touchback. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, into the end zone for a touchback, and the Oilers will start here. I should be moving this. We have our scoreboard clock here. I am keeping track of time on the score sheet. That way I can backtrack if I get confused as to where I'm at. So I will try to remember to update the the time track at the top of our Second Season Express board. All right, so Philadelphia punt, touchback, and Houston takes over at the 20. And we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 10 minutes to go. All right. Well, we'll stick with the pass against a safe defense. 32. 2 or more players in the offensive backfield rated 2 on the pass. For the Oilers, that will be a no, so it'll be incomplete. And let's see. The drive is still alive. They'll get a 3rd down play. So incomplete pass from Blanda, 3rd down. They'll try another pass sequence. And it'll be a pass defense. 31. Any player in the offensive backfield rated 2 on the pass. Blanda is a 1+, but nobody on the Oilers has a 2 rating on that side of the field, so it's incomplete. 2 incompletions in a row, and they will punt. 3 zone gain. 1, 2, 3. So the Eagles will take over just shy of the 50. And let's flip the thing here. We'll have the Eagles pass again against a pass defense. Wow, 54. Home team on offense. Okay, so this is played at a neutral site. The first Super Bowl, which by the way was not called the Super Bowl, that didn't come along until like 1968, the 3rd year, was played in Los Angeles. We're going to say it's a neutral field, and therefore we're going to say that both offenses will play as if they're the home offense. So this will be a yes. CMP for, it's an XP gain. Looks like the Eagles might 4 zones. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, not quite. Not quite yet.
What's the score again?
It's 7-0 Houston. So Philly gets a 4-zone pass, setting them up. They're going to try to punch it in from short yardage. Against a blitzing defense. So a run defense against a run sequence against a blitzing defense. 55. At least one defensive back rated run 0. Oh, yes. And that will be a touchdown run for Clarence Peaks. And the extra point is good. So it's 7-7, Houston and Philadelphia. Here's the kickoff. They'll take over in zone 3 again. And let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, we got 5 minutes left. So here we are. Actually 4 minutes. So we got to mark a minute off for the kickoff. All right, so Houston takes over. They are at roughly the 30-yard line. And they've got to call a run. We have to call at least a couple of runs. The rule is if you call more than 3 of the same sequence in a row, it's automatic correct defense. So they'll try a run sequence, try to keep the Eagles honest. And it'll be against a safe defense. 16, is the runner C or better? That would be, yes, he's a B. So it's a gain of 1 zone. And just for fun, let's have him run it again against a safe defense. 24, I think it's going to be 2 or more players ready to run to in the offensive backfield. That'd be a no. No gain. There's a video review, but we're not going to do that because they didn't have video review back then. And odd, they'll get a 3rd down play. Yes, they do. So 3rd and short. They'll pass. In fact, they'll probably go deep. Against a pass defense. Didn't fool anybody. Eagles are waiting for that one. See if Tom Brookshire can make the play here. So Blanda's throwing. Any player in the offensive backfield rated 2 on the pass? No, not yet. If they'd been across the 50, that would have been true. So it'll just be incomplete. So Houston throws incomplete. They'll punt. 6 on the punt is an O result, which is a 4-zone punt. 1, 2, 3, so they pinned him back. So that's the end of the first quarter. The Eagles will take over inside their own 10, and the score is tied 7-7. Oh, I dropped my Oiler token. Sorry. All right, so the Eagles start. We'll try would they pass from within their own 10? Probably not. They'll try a run sequence against a safe defense. Run sequence, safe defense. 13. Is the runner AA or better? No, he's not. So he's surrounded, but they'll get a 3rd down play. And they'll try a pass sequence this time against a blitzing defense. The Oilers blitz. 12. Is he an F or a Z passer? No, he's Van Broecklyn is a D. So that'll be complete. And he'll burn the Oilers secondary for 2 zones. All right, so they get the 1st down. They continue moving. Let's try another pass sequence against a safe defense. 51. Any player on the defensive line rated 0 on the pass? Several. So that will be it's an incomplete. They avoid the sack, but they get a 3rd down play? No. So Van Broecklyn has to throw it away, and the Eagles have to punt. And it will go 4 zones. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Oilers will take over inside the 20, and we are now 11 minutes left in the period. Oilers will try a run sequence against a pass defense. Give the ball to Billy Cannon. 55. At least 1 defensive back ready to run to. No, none of the Eagles' backs are 2s, or most of them are 2 of them are 0s. So it'll be a gain for Cannon. He'll gain 1 zone. Puts him outside the 20. They'll try a pass sequence against a blitz. Pass sequence against a blitz. All right, here come the Eagles' pass rushers. 15. Is passer's completion grade B or better? I don't believe it is. Bland is an F. It's like a 42% passer completion that year. So that'll be incomplete. Have they completed? Well, they completed the first pass sequence, but nothing since. So they will punt. And it'll be only 2-zone punt. Good return from, let's see, who would it have been? Ted Dean brings it back right about to the 50. And we are 8 minutes away from halftime. Eagles, Van Broecklyn, back to pass against a safe defense. So you can find a hole there in the Oilers secondary. Any linebacker rated 2 on the pass? That would be no. It's complete. Gets past Mike Dukes for 5. That will be an XP. Look out. 3 zones. 1, 2, 3. So the Eagles are threatening again. And try to throw it in. Pass sequence again against a blitz. 55. Any defensive back rated 2 on the pass? And that would be no. Passer's X greater than 4. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's 8. That'll be a touchdown pass. So Van Brocklin throws a touchdown pass. A short one, but about a 15-yard touchdown pass. The extra point will be good. So Philadelphia now leads 14-7. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So 6 minutes to play. Here's the kickoff. 3. We'll put the Oilers starting from zone 3. All right. Well, Blanda, of course, will air it out against a pass defense. 22. Passer's completion grade, AAA or better? No. Y greater than 6? I think it is. Yes. No, it isn't. His Y is 6. Barely avoided the interception there. But they will have to punt. And another great return from the Eagles. Moves the ball up only 2 zones, so the Eagles will start just outside the 50. I'm going to try a run sequence, trying to control the ball here going into halftime against a safe defense. 55. At least one defensive back rated run 2. None of the Oiler defensive backs are rated run 2. In fact, there's not a player on the Oiler defense rated run 2. So it'll be a gain of, it's an XR gain, 3. There'll be 4 zones. 1, 2, 3, 4 inside the 10. Big run for Billy Barnes. 2-minute warning. Eagles starting to blow it open here. They'll try another run. Yeah, they'll try to throw it in with a pass, touchdown pass, against a run defense. Let's see here. I like to keep all the pass cards facing the same way. F or Z passer. Van Brocklin is a D, so that's a no. It'll be touchdown Philadelphia. And the extra point is, I think he might have missed it. Let's see, his extra point grade is double A. 11-65, barely knocked it through. So that makes it 21-7 Philadelphia. And here's the kickoff with 1.5 minutes to go. 4. So the Oilers will start from zone 3. Well, they still got enough time to get something done here. They get 2 plays. Obviously, they're going to try to go to the pass against a safe defense. Blanda looking. Is he an F or Z passer? He is. Incomplete, and looks like odd they'll get a last gasp throw. Yeah, they do. So let's see. So look at the last play. They'll go deep, obviously. And again, a safe defense. 62. I don't think that's going to... Linebacker rated 2 on the pass. Yes, Chuck Bednarik. Oh, Chuck Bednarik dumps Blanda for the big sack to end the half. Yeah, Chuck Bednarik is playing both offense and defense. As you know, this is the legendary season where he did both. All right, so halftime it's going to be Philadelphia 21, Houston 7, and Houston will have to kick off to start the second half as well. And it'll be 2 zones. Let's see. So we'll take the Eagles start in the second zone. Touchdown here will probably, you would think, put it away. We'll go for the pass against a run defense. Pass sequence against a run defense. Van Brocklin dropping back. Any player in the offensive backfield rated 0? I don't think so. Barnes, Peaks, and Van Brocklin are all at least a 1. It's going to be complete. It's going to be an X gain for 4 zones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Van Brocklin shredding. So Philadelphia 4 pass. Probably was a couple of passes there. Let's try a run sequence against a blitzing defense. Houston trying anything to try to shut this onslaught down. 51. 2 or more defensive backs rated to run 0. I believe there are. Yes, Marshall Johnson and Spence are both rated 0, so it's another gain. This is getting ugly. XR, he's in for the score. So Philadelphia scores again. Only took him 3 minutes. Extra point is good. That makes it 28-7. Kickoff. Start from the 3. Well, they're going to have to get something going here. Pass sequence for sure against a run defense. Well, that might help. 52. 2 more players rated 2 pass on the defensive line now. The Eagles' weak defensive line, we already talked about that. So it will be complete. It will be an X gain. It will be a go for only 4 zones. Well, still, 1, 2, 3, 4. It does put them inside the 20. I need to change the clock here. We've covered 5 minutes of the period. 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Well, you need to score here. Let's try a run sequence though against a blitzing defense. 15. Runner B or better. Cannon. Yeah, they're both Bs. Cannon and Smith. So that will be an XR gain. He's going to score. So the Oilers get back in it with a short touchdown run. Extra point is good. So Philly now leads 28-14. Here's the kickoff. Eagles will start in zone 3. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, eight minutes left in the third quarter. All right, see if Van Brocklin and the Eagles can respond. We'll try a run sequence to start, I think, against a safe defense. 45. Defense penalty sustains a drive. They'll get a zone. I'll try a running play again. Run sequence again against a safe defense. 12. Runner triple A or better? No. Tripped up, but they do get a third down play. And now we'll go to the pass. Looking for Bobby Walston against a blitzing defense. Let's do it this way here. 66. 3 or more defenders rated 2 on the pass. That will be a big no. Is the passer's X grade greater than 2? That would be a big yes with an X of 8. Go chart. See ya. 6 zones touchdown. Van Brocklin with another TD pass against the suspect Oiler defense. It was about a 52-yard TD pass. And once again, the lead is back up to extra point is good. 35-14, Philadelphia. Back up to 21 points. Here's the kickoff, and it will be a O result. Oh, it's fumble. 2 and fumbled. So that will be a turnover, and the Eagles are going to take over right there. Unfortunate. Kickoff to fumble. So Philadelphia with only 2 zones to go back to pass against a safe defense. Who coughed up that ball? It was Kenny Hall. 23. Any player, 23. 2 or more players rated 2 pass on the offensive line. Well, McCusker is a 2 and Bednarik is a 2, so that will be a yes. It will be a completion and another touchdown pass for Van Brocklin. And this game is kind of going the way we sort of thought it might, with the extra point good. Philadelphia 42, Houston 14. 3 minutes to go in the period. Kickoff will put the ball at the 3rd zone, and Blanda. Maybe I should put some. Maybe I should replace Blanda with Jackie Lee. I don't know. Yeah, we'll leave Blanda in. Pass sequence, of course. Safe defense. 35. 2 or more wide receivers or tight ends rated 2 on the pass. No, that'll be a no. Incomplete. They do get a 3rd down play though. This will be the last play of the quarter. And, of course, we'll pass against a pass defense. 53. 2 or more defensive backs rated 2 on the pass. No, they have 1. Brookshire. Burroughs is rated 1+. So that would have been a pickoff. I think it might be picked off anyway. Is Y greater than 6? No, that's twice. His Y is not greater than 6. It is 6. So that'll be incomplete. All right, so they'll have to punt. We start the 4th quarter. 2, 3 zones. 1, 2, 3. So let's see. I guess the Eagles are starting their third zone. Oops, I get the... All right. So Houston to punt. All righty. Now with a huge lead, you wonder if they're going to bring in the subs. Probably would. We'll let the starters play one more series. We'll do a run sequence against a safe defense. Something tells me we're not going to full play tonight. At least one defensive lineman rated run 0. None of them are. So, haul to the turf. Odd they'll get under the play. They do. So, third and short. Again, running against a safe. 54. Fumble. Well, they fumble the ball. So, Oilers take over right there. Blanda looking to pass it in against a safe defense. 22. It's going to... Oh, now he throws the pick. All right, so he's picked off this time. Very Blanda-like. Let's see here. We got to roll on the interception field position. 6. Oh, dice zone's back. Ooh. So it's picked off and returned. Not all the way, though. 4 zones back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now the Eagles are threatening inside the 20. So who would that have been? Probably Brookshire picked it off and ran it back inside the Oiler 20. So Philadelphia with let's see, where'd my thing go here? We're 4 in. 11 minutes to go in the game. And here comes Van Brocklin looking for the dagger, the icing on the cake. Safe defense. 21. And it'll be incomplete. His Y is 6. Oops. Y is 6, yes. All right, so they'll take the field goal. Let's see. Walston was actually one of the better field goal kickers of the era. He's rated A from zone 2. 11 to 61. And 64, he misses it. So Philadelphia with a missed field goal. And that gives the Oilers the ball there. We have 9 minutes to go. All right, well, let's just see if they can get another score at least. 42 to 14 is our score. Philadelphia leading. Passing sequence against a run defense. 65. 2 or more linebackers rated 0 pass? No, not unless they're playing their scrubs. They might be at this point, though. I'll say no for this series. It looks like it's going to be another interception for Blanda. Why is that? Why is that not earth-shaking? So Blanda throws his second pick. Let's see if there's going to be... Oh, no. Look at it. That's probably going to go for a touchdown. It is. Yes, touchdown. So return for a touchdown. And the extra point is missed, I think, 66. What's let me check Walston's. Yeah, he's double A. He missed the extra point, I think. Yep. So it's not 49, it's 48 to 14. All right, so 48 to 14. I think we're going to bring in the scrubs at this point. I don't know that they would have done that in 1960, but we'll do it here. Just to get a little face time for some of the other guys. 5 on the kickoff, third zone. Oilers will start here. So the pick 6 for Philly will be the icing on the cake. It's 48-14. And I guess we have to do a run sequence just to keep them honest against a blitzing defense. 35. 2 or more players rated run 0 on the offense. That would be a yes. Blown assignment for a loss. And they'll punt. It's going to be an O result and 4 zones. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so 2. Now I'll bring the scrubs in here. Inside of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6 minutes to go. Actually, 5 minutes to go. So Philly inside their own 20. We're bringing in the reserves. And they'll do a run sequence against a run defense. 62, at least one defensive back ready to run zero. That would be a yes. So a gain for the Oilers. One zone. We got, who we got? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I got the wrong, I got one zone for the Eagles. But there's still zeros because we got the reserves in. So who's the backup quarterback? It's Sonny Jurgensen. Oh, let's let Sonny Jurgensen throw a pass. Passing sequence against a run defense. Oh, and see that the Oilers are upset. They're thinking that the Eagles are running up the score. Jurgensen back to pass. Two or more wide receivers or tight ends ready two in the pass. No, that won't be. Incomplete, he'll get a second chance. So Jurgensen throws incomplete, third and short, back to the ground game against a run defense. 34. At least one player ready to run zero in the offensive backfield. I don't know. They're both one minus, so that would be a no. They're going to get a gain out of it. It's going to be Theron Sapp, who's going to get one zone. And the first down. Well, we'll just run it out. We'll try to run it out here. Run sequence against a passing defense. I guess they thought that Jurgensen would try to find somebody. Two or more players ready to run two on the offense. That's a no, so it's a loss. Zero run, and you know what? We got one box left. We'll just call it a punt and kneel down. And there you go. There's our final score. Big win for the Eagles, 48-14. You know, not too surprising. I think that played out pretty much as we would have expected, with Blanda throwing a couple of key interceptions, and the Eagles, you know, with that kind of an offense against that kind of a defense, it's pretty tough to expect a different outcome. Might have been a little closer, but the turnovers, I think, really kind of sealed the deal. All right, so thanks for watching us. The team sheet seasons are available this week. You can get all the details on the PLAAY Classic site. There's a blog post about it that kind of runs down the history of these and some of the things that went into making them back in the day. And so I encourage you to read that. Thursday night, we will be celebrating the release of our other card set this week, the 1985 Pro Season for History Maker Baseball. All the big stars of the 80s in this card set should be fun. I think what I think we're going to do? I think we're going to do a viewer's choice matchup. I think we'll do a poll on Thursday and have people vote for which teams they'd like to see. And you vote for the two teams you'd like, and we'll just play the top two teams. Whether it's interleague or whether it's the same league, we'll just I think we will do that on Thursday. So join us for that game, and have yourself an awesome week. Once again, our final for the big game that never was Philadelphia 48 and Houston 14. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of the Play Games community. We will see you Thursday night.